Welcome in, everybody, to Bears game preview here at PNC Studio at Halas Hall. I'm Jeff Joniak, my broadcast partner, Tom Thayer. Are you better now? No. I thought maybe, put it in the rearview mirror. 24-hour rule. Packers game didn't go the way the Bears wanted. Fought hard, though, in the second half. Second straight week, the defense has allowed just 3 second-half points, big time, and now the Houston Texans.
Right.
Wait.
When the season starts, it doesn't end until the end. So there is carryover from the game you just got done playing. And how is it going to affect your next week's effort? So what are the things immediately in my mind that you need to do better? That's what I think about as I look at and become familiar with the Houston Texans.
All right, where are we at on that then?
Well, we know a lot more about the Houston Texans, even though we don't know a lot about them, because we know a lot about Lovie Smith and what is his philosophy, what is his mantra. We know Pep Hamilton, the offensive coach. So as unfamiliar as we are with the personnel and the names in the back of the jerseys, what they want to accomplish, that's what we're more familiar with. So it's about the Bears stopping the running game, tackling much better than they did last week in Green Bay, trying to hand this game over to a quarterback that is still in the development stages in his career in the NFL. Is he a superstar first-round draft choice? No. However, he's got some receivers, a developing offensive line, and some young running backs to work with.
Now let's start with the running game, both sides of the ball, because the Bears were outstanding, obviously, pushing that rock, and David Montgomery ran as violent as I've seen him ever in his young career. And boy, he was determined, and that's got to continue, obviously. Khalil Herbert didn't get as many touches, but was productive. The big guys up front, they're people movers, and they did the job. The Texans have given up a lot of rushing yards.
Yeah, and you got to be able to answer the bell again, and if you're Dave Montgomery, and then be assisted by Khalil Herbert. Because, I was a little down on David Montgomery after the first week, and I thought Khalil Herbert maybe deserved a couple more carries. And I was shocked, impressed, and I was in awe of what David Montgomery was delivering at the line of scrimmage of the second level onto the third level. Some incredible physical runs, great balance, just great determination, and he was really carrying the load. So when you have a team at home, I think the conditions are going to be much better than they were week one against San Francisco. I want to see that same effort out of every phase, offensive line, tight ends, wide receivers blocking downfield, and a variety of plays called.
And then you flip it on the other side, because the Bears have given up 176 and 203 on the ground defensively in the first 2 weeks of the season against San Francisco and Green Bay. The Houston Texans, and Lovie likes to use the term, we come off the bus running the football, and he still wants to do that. And he's got a couple of options. Damien Pierce, the rookie out of Florida, a fourth rounder. He's one of these guys that's a hungry, unpaid running back, right? He's a second-day running back, third-day running back. So he is a low-contact balance guy, and he's a rugged back. Rex Burkhead's a 9-year veteran. They also play with a fullback.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because they gave all these carries to Burkhead week one, and they're going, where is Pierce? And all of a sudden now week two, it's back to Pierce's running game and his backfield. So it'll be interesting to see what avenue they take against the Bears. But it's going to be more about what the Bears do against the Houston Texans. They have a young guy on the offensive line now. They inserted at the offensive guard position, a first-time starter. And you need to see the Bears front seven control this football game. Don't leave it up to the defensive backs and multiple receivers running downfield. Make sure that you stop that running game with your front seven. Tackles for loss by Roquan Smith, tackles for loss by the defensive line. We need to see more of those.
Better get some takeaways too.
Right.
Otherwise, you're going to get your head coach upset. In fact, both coaches, they both want to do the same thing. They want to take the ball away.
Give me 3 and outs. 3 and outs to me are just as important as takeaways, because that means your offense is back on the field and your defense is off the field.
Back to the running game here, and I know we're going to beat a dead horse a little bit on this, but first down runs, Bears have given up over 6 yards in both games on those, and they haven't been as successful running the ball on first down. They weren't in week one. They got better in week two, David, with those big runs. But that's going to be a point of emphasis too. Stay ahead of the change, be in a continuity situation so your quarterback can have a chance. And they're going to stack boxes until he is given the ability to throw the football and loosen up those boxes. They're going to try sell out to stop the run.
Right. You know, it seems like the blueprint for the game this Sunday. You know, you can talk about it, you can imagine what's in your head, what's going to take place, but now you got to see it happen. You need to see the continuous development of Justin Fields and the relationship with Luke Getsy, the good protection up front, finding the receivers downfield and somehow getting Darnell Mooney and the entire tight end position involved in the offensive game plan. So, and then on the other side of the ball, you do need to limit their running game to try to put it in the hands of Davis Mills, but this is an offense that will spread 5 wide receivers across the line of scrimmage and make everybody cover more distance, and that opens up a little bit of running space on the interior.
First and foremost, this is kind of an easy equation for this game. Continue to run the ball well, get that passing game going so you have some balance.
Right.
And on the other side of the ball, you got to tackle. You got to tackle and take the ball away.
Unfortunately, nothing in the NFL is easy. It may be an easy equation, 2 + 2 = 4. However, you never know how people are going to react. What is Pep Hamilton thinking about how to attack the Bears defense from what he's seen the last couple weeks? What is going to be the message in the locker room by Lovie Smith? I think it will be emotional because he's going to come back here and his team is going to want to support Lovie Smith on the field. So I look for a super spirited effort by Houston.
He's been there before, though. He's done it with Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
I know he was asked about it this week. He said it's another opponent on the other side. They kept it simple as that. But we know better. We know Lovie extremely well. All right, how about some players to watch in this one? Let's start with the offense. Who are you going with?
I just mentioned I'm going with the entire tight end position because you talk about the amount of times they've been targeted in the first 2 games, which is limited. Maybe 3 targets. They have 1 catch. You need that tight end position. Look, if they don't have some effect in the passing game, it's going to be hard to find those other guys further downfield. They've been doing a good job in the blocking portion of what their responsibility is, but gosh, Lee, the tight end's got to get some reception.
And here's where I'm going. I'm going to go stay on that path with Darnell Mooney. Also hasn't had many touches because that'll open things up for the tight end position, actually. If you get some perimeter play and getting some success, getting first downs and maybe taking a few more shots down the field to just lengthen the defense a little bit. I know Lovie, deepest of the deep and cover 2 and all that. He has gone to some man coverages as well. That's what you want. You got to find those pockets in that cover 2. And maybe it's Darnell Mooney, maybe it's Byron Pringle, maybe it's Equanimeous St. Brown to get something done in that regard. How about on defense?
I'm going with Eddie Jackson. Because when you have inexperience at the quarterback position, you have multiple receivers on the field, you have a chance if you do get pressure on Davis Mills for Eddie Jackson to read his eyes and read the receivers. And ever since you said the Bears are 11-0 when he gets an interception, the way for the Bears to go 2-1 is for Eddie Jackson to get us a turnover.
All right, I'm going to go with Kyler Gordon because, boy, he got a baptism, no question about it. But I think this guy, it's never been too big for him when he showed up and started making plays during training camp. We got a quick identification that this guy is a unique athlete. He broke up a pass in the end zone, saved a touchdown. Happened to be one of the few ones that they didn't complete on him. But I think this is a game he's never going to forget against Green Bay, and he's going to come out and show his true colors and gain confidence right back and get right back on the horse and start getting it done.
Make a big play early, get the crowd support involved in the game, and I think that can make an offense look dysfunctional at times.
A couple of things. Brandon Cooks, 6-time 1,000-yard receiver for the Houston Texans. Obviously, Davis Mills. Jeff Driscoll's also giving him some good snaps at quarterback as well. Jonathan Grenard, a player to watch on the defensive side of the ball, had 8 sacks in 12 games last season for Lovie Smith. Should be fun. We'll be on the radio at 9 a.m. back at Soldier Field. Need your crowd. Get loud, get proud, and let's get a Bears win. For Tom Thayer, I'm Jeff Joniak. We'll talk to you next time. Thanks for watching.